Oh
about that
my
this week.
gosh, yes.
Over here, both
Yes.
sides of the
Reminds me when I was at Alabama, every Tennessee third Saturday in October, we'd always play Tennessee, and I mean we would play Rocky Top. You would walk in, and we don't do that here, but you'd walk in the building and Rocky Top's playing. You'd go out to practice, Rocky Top's playing. It was just, so it played so much we made up our old songs. We had this one guy named Prince Wembley. And he'd just be like, good old Cool Pete Wembley. Prince Wembley. We called him Cool P. And so even to this day, every time I see him, I'm like, good old Cool P. So it's just like stuck in my head. So these guys will be carrying that with them for the rest of their life. The war chant. And so it's fun though. We crank it up, and usually we just have a loud music and noise and all that. But with these guys, every year we always crank up the war chant. So.
Is this fun? The fun part of the year when it gets a little cooler and you can play the war
Man,
chant and all that.
It's a lot of fun. I mean, this is what it's all about. I mean, it's getting a little cooler. And, I think Cheech told me you can't win. You can't get the crown till the leaves turn brown, right? And so man, you just kind of that was the philosopher Cheech. So it's just you put in so much work, and you look up and you go, dang. I mean, we only got 25 days left in our ACC play. That's it. I mean, we've been working since August 1, and these guys have grinded all year, and now you're right here, and we're all in this race, and now you're literally 24 days now of prep and play away from trying to achieve a goal. And for us, it's to win the division. And so it's a lot of fun to get to this point and to be pretty healthy and to have developed some depth and those type of things. So it's exciting. And anytime you play Florida State, man, it's always exciting. I mean, Clemson, Florida State, I've been here 16 years, so this is one of those special ones for sure.
The other day you said, talking about their offensive line, that they've kind of gotten better because they put people in place. What exactly is it that you just didn't have the right guys in the right positions?
Well, I think they're just trying to kind of figure out their personnel and who does what best and within their scheme. And then I think they've had some injuries and so just trying to get the best combination of the best five to give them a chance. So they just have kind of been a little more consistent in who's been playing where, and I think that's helped them.
You're seeing that on tape when you watch all the different games?
Yeah, absolutely.
Coach, with Cornell redshirting, DK figures to get a lot more opportunities in the kick return game. He had the big 40-yard return on Saturday. I think he can be a big weapon for you the second half of the season.
Yeah, he's one of those guys too that we're really excited about because he's got 7 games under his belt and he's just gotten better. He's improved. He's taken just more ownership of his preparation and details, and his confidence is high. And then you go and you have a little success like he had the other day. That even helps even more. So I'm really, really proud of him. What a big return that was. Really, we talked a lot about creating energy for each other, for each phase, and how you can kind of feed off of that. And that really sparked us. I mean, you go give the up. One of the big things that we talk about all the time is the field position chart. And where our odds are of scoring when we get good field position, and where our defense's odds are of them not scoring if we give them good field position. So from a defensive standpoint, so we talk a lot about that, and so it was good to see our return team, get out there. I think we're like 12th in the country right now in kickoff return. So we're doing some good stuff. We don't get a lot of opportunities, thankfully, but we've popped a couple big ones. And that was a huge one and set us up. And then offense goes down and scores, and defense gets a 3 and out, and all of a sudden you got really good energy, and we were able to kind of sustain the momentum throughout the day.
Usually they have a dynamic kicker that can kick it from 70 yards and make easy field goals, and Hopkins and all those guys I'm talking about. How are they this year in special teams, and how big of a deal is that going to be on Saturday?
Well, they still got one of them Arguayos. I'm not sure if I'm saying that right. It seems like they've had one of them brothers forever. They're very talented. Been a little inconsistent this year. I think they're maybe around 58% or so, but very talented. And but for whatever reason they've been missed a few. But this will be as good a punt returner as we've seen. I I mean, this 29 is the real deal. I mean, he takes a million chances. He took one to the house on Miami, almost two to the house, big one on Louisville. I mean, pretty much everybody they played, he said the one team just wouldn't kick it to. I think it was Northern Illinois. They just wouldn't kick it to him. And he is a really, really good player. So, hopefully we can have the same type of success that we had on that great kid from Wake Forest a few weeks ago. That kid was awesome, Dortch. And so he's really, really good. And then they got a left-footed punter, which is a little unique. And they do a lot of rugby stuff, so that's a little different. Usually people kind of rolling to the right, but rolling to the left, so a little different situation there. And but they're really good. I mean, they're a very talented roster from top to bottom.
Have you had Hunter punting it left-footed to get ready for that guy?
No, we have not done that. We've had Grooms around here for the last few years because he was our left-footed guy. But hopefully we'll get us a lefty in here for long.
You don't release an injury report anymore, but are you healthy? And
yeah.
Is this about as healthy as you can remember being late October?
Yeah, I think we're in a really good spot for this stage, and this is the type of year. Really, next week I'll kind of tweak practice a little bit, because going into next week will be game 9, week 10. Add on another 3 weeks into that, so you're talking week 13 for these guys. So it really gets to the point where it's about just really getting your details and getting your plan down and being sound technically and fundamentally, and still getting enough physical work to be game ready, but just tweaking that a little bit. But yeah, this is right now we're in a good spot, and hopefully that will continue to be the case for us. We've been really fortunate, but I think these guys, they do. First of all, our staff does an amazing job, from Alex Bina to Paul, our nutritionist, to Danny Poole and all of our training staff and medical team, and the culture that's been established is these guys really buy in to taking care of their bodies. I mean, that's probably the biggest thing. We got a very veteran team, as y'all know, and these guys, they get treatment when they don't even need treatment. They prehab. They've really bought into that, whether it's the stretching, the massages, yoga. They're constantly working to take care of their body. It's sleep, getting the proper sleep. So most of these guys, I think, really understand the importance of all of that stuff and how it equates to good health, and trying to do everything you can to prevent injuries the best you can.
Is that what you're talking about? Just tap on top of that, self-starters that you have, the kids that are self-starters. Brent was telling us just the other day how we were talking about the cornerbacks, AJ and Trayvon, how they get in the film room and self-start themselves and pretty much do just what you're saying. When you're going out on the recruiting trail, are you looking for that aspect in the kids?
Yeah. Oh yeah. The great ones, the great ones are that, and the great ones, they've already played the game before the game even shows up. When the game gets here, it's just like it's over. I was just showing them a video of Kershaw, the pitcher for the Dodgers, the other day. He was like 3 days before. This is one of the best pitchers ever, and 3 days before he's ever even on the mound, the stadium cam or whatever just caught him, and he's in there on the pitcher's mound in the bullpen, and he's basically playing the game and going through the motion by himself. And that's what the great ones do. I mean, they're fanatical about their preparation, and so when they get to the game, they've already played the game. It's the guys who just kind of show up and they're here for that little time of football, and then whoop, they check back out, and that was kind of Dorian for 2.5 years. That's why he wasn't a great player, and he eventually figured out, I gotta prepare, I gotta change how I do things, and then you saw the results that you got. So you can't just be talented anymore at this level. You can't be great, that's for sure. I mean, you got to put the work in, and you've got to prepare, and you got to go above and beyond, and study. Because let me tell you, your opponent is most of the time, and it's got to be important to you. And those are two great examples. I mean, AJ and Trayvon they're as good as I've ever been around for their focus, their intensity, their love of preparation, their preparedness before they even show up for practice. I mean, it's a very conscientious thing with those guys, but they've got a lot of great examples around them too. And Muse has become that. Kayvon has become. I think most of those guys in that secondary. That's kind of who we are now, and so that's one of the reasons that we're playing pretty good back there.
I imagine that's one of the things you guys track when you're recruiting these kids to
Oh,
see
yeah.
which one is real serious about
Oh, yeah.
that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I mean, I always tell everybody, being a good player is the minimum. And I think that's why a lot of schools, they might have good talent on a roster, but you can't just be talented. Not at this level. I mean, it's talent plus intelligence plus work ethic plus passion plus commitment. I mean, it's all those things. And so, yes, you have to be a good player, but that's the bare minimum. At least it is to come here. I mean, we're looking for a whole lot more. I'm much more interested in who the person is, because that's ultimately going to determine what type of player you get.
Speaking of talent, you told us the other night that you hope to redshirt KJ Henry if you can avoid some injuries.
Yeah.
And that he actually approached you about that. How unique is that for a guy to be the willingness and acceptance of redshirting for a guy as talented and highly recruited?
Well, that's just kind of who he is. He's got one of those Christian Wilkins type personalities, and he's just very aware. Yeah, I actually tried. I kind of challenged him on that a little bit because I know where he is and how he's improved. I mean, he's going to be a great player, but he just loves it. I mean, he loves his role. He loves his teammates. He loves being over on a scout team, and he's enjoying his experience. He's an unbelievable teammate. But his thing was, and he's going to. If we have to have him, he's going to go. We kind of made a little deal. All right, if something happens, we get some injuries, all bets are off. But if we can, we will. And for him, it's just like, hey, Coach, I know I need to get stronger, and I need to get into power hour. I just know it's going to help me be the dominant player that I want to be. And I love that, that self-awareness. And we're fortunate that we can do that right now. And but at the same time, we wanted to go ahead and get him ready for the season. And go, so he played in 4 out of 6 games. So he traveled with us for 7 weeks or whatever, because he was with us all up until last week. Hotel, travel, game plans, practices, rep, the whole deal. And so he's ready to go play if we need him. But hopefully we can hold him, and it'll be a win-win for everybody. He's gonna be a special player for sure, and he's gonna be a special leader, no doubt about it.
All right.